Jake.
I think
Did
we
Jake
found
do
the
that?
ghost. Jake.
Jake won't let you see your mention.
He's like, don't look at your phone while you're at work, motherfucker.
How many times have you gone into work and then looked at your boss and said, what are they doing? You ever think about the levels at a job, Brett? Of course, the people on the very bottom. What do they do?
Usually clean.
Yeah, and then there is the people just above them. They're the ones that do the second hardest job at the place, right?
Deal with customers?
Yeah, that sort of thing. And then there's another level above that, and that's the manager that's in the place. Now let's think about what comes after that, right? You might have a guy named like Glenn that comes to your office every 6 months, and you have to lay out the red carpet for Glenn. Think about what the person above Glenn does. Jerry is the person above Glenn, right?
Okay.
His job is basically going to lunch, right?
Yeah, powerful meetings,
Yeah.
shaking hands real hard.
We're gonna go up to the CEO now. The people that sit around a table and who knows what they're doing? Nobody knows what they talk about.
Playing cards.
What connection does that person have to what you do and what the customer gets? It just seems like you could really chop like 5 or 6 levels off of any job and the company would still run perfectly.
Think about your job. Now imagine your manager isn't there. How much smoother would your day run?
I mean, how many of you work a job where you don't even know who the fucking CEO is of the company? That means they're absolutely useless. They're parasites.
They're on the top, getting most of the money, sending their kids to private school, driving the fanciest cars, and they can't make a sandwich. Every new level of hierarchy is more money coming out of your paycheck. Unions are fucking great because it's not HR.
You need solidarity with the other workers. We need to use that and exercise that. You and your other workers are the most important people at that company. I mean, hell, the way I think about it, maybe you don't get a union at all and you just take the whole company away from the bosses, and that's called a co-op.
For the almighty dollar, everyone's a slave. Cause what's the point of doing shit if you ain't getting paid?
Can you imagine being that sensitive? Like you,
Well, that's
like
what
that
they're
is the
PC as hell.
ultimate.
Hey, you know what? This is the freest goddamn country, and it's so free that if you don't stand up, you aren't a free person. And goddamn it, boy, if you don't stand up right now, you ain't free. Because you have the freedom to do whatever you want. But I'm telling you, I have the freedom to make you feel bad for doing the freedom. Just get up and say you love it. Just get up right now, Copernic. God damn it. It's so free that you can't do it. You have to. It's free because there's only one way to be. That's why it's free. So be that. Damn you. They don't have anything to live. I mean, their kids hate them. They don't have, all their money got stolen by banksters and shit. Healthcare's running through the fucking roof.
I tell you what, even the jobs that paid me nothing, like when I was first learning them, it was like, all right, I can do this. You just need somebody to get the plates and make them go from here to here. I can be the master of that. I was really into that, and I can do that. But after a while, it's like, you guys treat me like shit, and I get the plates from here to here every fucking time, and you talk down to me and shit. What's going on?
Jesus,
you're counting my lunches. Like, you're looking at what I'm eating. You're like figuring out when I'm going out to smoke. Like, all of a sudden, you're in my shit. But all you said you wanted from me was the plates to go from here to here, and I'm getting the plates from here to here.
God, that was the most accurate representation of how I feel when I get a job. At first, I'm helpless. I'm a little baby. I'm sucking off the tea to the manager to tell me what I need to do. You know, I don't want to, my wings aren't fully formed yet. And then once I learn what I'm doing, I'm like, y'all could treat me a lot better for this. I deserve a lot more for this.
Wow, this is some bullshit right here. Now that you kicked me out of the nest and I'm flying through the sky and trying to flap my wings here, I don't think you're giving me enough.
I don't like this
You
at
didn't
all.
set me up right.
Polite
It's
about
just
it.
not the polite way to have sex.
That's just there's really one way to have sex that's polite, and it's to say, ma'am, or sir, or non-binary person, would you like to enjoy some making love with me? And then if they answer yes, then you mount that person and you move back and forth politely and then you kind of finish it up and you say that was great, and then you never mention it again. That's the right way to have sex, okay?
And folks, and that's why we don't do any sort of sex advice or sex stuff on this show, because there's none to be given.
I am wise.
I want you to write the polite sex book, like the proper polite method.
I just said it. You know, you probably hear people constantly talking about this horrible thing called capitalism.
I have.
Yeah, you've heard that?
Yes.
You're like, what? How does capitalism affect me? I will tell you, it runs your entire fucking life. You've probably heard of socialism or communism. Communism. And they say they try to control your entire life. Your whole day is taken away from you. What control do you have over your day now?
Most people have to be chained to a desk for 40 hours a week, and they're not allowed to leave.
When you wake up in the morning and you feel like shit and you have to wipe the sleep from your eyes and like look around and be like, why does this have to happen this early in the morning? That's a capitalism.
And it controls everything, like your healthcare, your education. It all comes down to making money, but some things just don't make money. Honestly, ask yourself, how afraid are you of getting an injury and how that could possibly fuck up your life?
Yeah. You're being stopped from skateboarding, breakdancing, doing anything fun, because if you get injured, you're fucked forever. You can't go to work.
And so then you have all these people that say, well, we can make a kinder capitalism, a more conscious capitalism. It isn't gonna fucking happen. We need anarchy, we need socialism, we need communism, we need anything but more capitalism.
But wait, Brett. When you go to the grocery store, you have almost unlimited choice. You can buy 100 different types of cereals.
All made from the same stuff with different graphics on the outside.
All corn. It's basically just a bunch of boxes of corn.
That's capitalism.
It actually treats about 1% of the population like humans, and the rest of us like tools for those superhumans. You don't have any money, your bank account's low? I know where the money is. Jeff Bezos has it, the Waltons have it.
And they took it from us, right?
They took it from us.
We're just getting our money back.
Yeah, your work made that money. You deserve that money. That's your money. The 1% has never decided to do the right thing. That's why we have to take power and just spread it out among the 100% of people that exist.
Oh my God, have you heard the news? Kids are dying of kratom.
That's not true.
They're injecting it into their veins.
I don't think that's happening.
An ABC Action News exclusive. A mom says a popular herb killed her son.
The most recent death happened in early June. Kratom, also known as metrogenine, was one of 4 drugs blamed for his death.
This was like the devil's drug.
It really is just a green powder that makes people feel better.
Yeah, it's a leaf. It grows from the ground, you smash it up, you make a tea out of it, you throw it down the back of your throat, you eat some capsules, and you feel better, your mind's clear. And most people that use kratom don't have access to healthcare or prescriptions or any of that regular medicine stuff. They get it from local stores or online.
Let's do an example here. You're a young person. You don't understand how all this works, so let me explain this to you. When you get hurt in your older age, let's say you're 34, you work on a roof, you fall off, and you crush your fucking heel, right? It's all shattered. The doctor 10, 15 years ago was like, that's fucked up, that really hurts. You're gonna need some opioids to kill that pain. And then the DEA says, no, you can't have those anymore. These doctors have to tighten up their prescriptions. And now you don't have any. You can't.
Street Fighters, welcome to the show. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, I hope you're having a wonderful night. We are live streaming right now on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. You can join in on all the fun. We usually get started about 11 p.m. on Wednesday nights, Eastern Standard Time. And on Sundays, we do our call-in show from 9 to midnight. We have some of the best callers in radio, if you ask my opinion. That happens every Sunday night, 9 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. We have been doing the show for 10 years now. It's been a long journey. It's been a lot of fun, and we've built a wonderful community of people that want to see things change. And you know, we agree, and we're going to start this little revolution on our show. From here, it will spread to the entire flat Earth and get rid of all hierarchies, the abusive ones especially. But until then, it's just myself, Brett Payne, my co-host Brian Quinby, talking to each other in the basement, the same basement. Some people wonder, they're like, do you both have wood paneling? No, we're in the same basement. Just the wood paneling over here. We just recorded a Get Motivated episode on our bonus feed. That's for Patreon subscribers. You head to patreon.com/streetfightradio. That's what keeps this whole thing afloat. Keeps a bunch of hillbillies out of poverty and doing crime. And also gets lots of great content like our Get Motivated series. We covered Robert Kiyosaki, Dave Ramsey, and now Tony Robbins. And tonight we recorded our Gary Vee ep. So look for that later this week on Friday. How's it going, Brian?
We got Gary Vee. You know, we really were nice to him.
Yeah.
I think when you don't have a guest, you don't feel as much pressure to be mean.
I'm a very biased person. I'm biased when it comes to Gary Vee.
I can agree with that. Yeah. I mean, I didn't think he seemed like a bad guy, so I just kind of no more bad than any rich guy. Sure. You know, I mean,
it was fun. I also wanted to get everything in there, not just the worst of the people.
Yeah, we're going to get back to somebody horrible next week, probably.
Yep, absolutely.
We're going to really work hard to bring you some cursed content once again. Every once in a while, you know, the mini-series doesn't have to be cursed. I treat it like it has to be cursed.
I'm stepping in to change it up.
Brett has to step in sometime and be like, we're going to not do something that makes you miserable.
Yep.
But meanwhile, doing something that makes me miserable. So it's great, you know? It's like so much stuff makes me miserable, you know?
I got a few of these. I just wanted to start off. I get these emails now. So these are some people that left reviews on iTunes.
Ooh.
This one comes from Moles O'Connell. Says, UK fangirl. Yo, boys, love you too. Please, I need more of the wild motivational content. Malls.
Oh, wow.
We have some more. I'm going to tell you what. I have an incredible motivational content coming up later in tonight's show. The Panda Express story is going to blow your fucking mind, Brian.
I don't know it, and I'm ready to hear it at some point in this show.
This one says, best dudes, best show, a great show hosted by the coolest fools around. I am a fool. Socks are high.
You said socks are high?
Yeah.
I do wear my socks all the way. No, I push them down. You've made fun of me for it since we've met.
There's
the way I wear my socks.
There's a rapper named Lil Mr. E that's in a group called Foo's Gone Wild, and they have this song called The Higher the Sock, The Downer the Foo.
Okay.
I'm sure I'm not saying it right, but it is a good fucking album. I listen to it a lot. He's out of LA. He's pretty funny.
Yeah. Brett has made fun of the way I handle my feet.
Have I?
Yes. You have always made fun of the way I wear my socks and shoes.
Oh.
Always. You make fun of them because I wear the high socks.
Okay.
That push them, scrunch them down.
Yeah, you do scrunchy socks.
I do the scrunch down sock. You've made fun of that several times, and then how tight I tie my shoes is always fascinating.
Tighter than a football.
Tighter than, yes, very tight. I stopped to tie my shoes the other day on a bench, and somebody was like looking at me because I was yanking so hard on them. I was just,
I gasped.
Yeah.
You give it your all. Like,
I do.
Really, you cinch it down.
Yeah, and you can look at them and tell they're tied tight. Like, I used to see guys with the shoes with the laces really loose and kind of, wear the shoes off. And I would be like, I wish I was you, but I'm not you. This is why I don't wear flip-flops or anything or sandals. I only wear shoes.
I like to take my shoes
and just take the laces and tuck them down in the front and just treat them as slip-ons.
That's what cool guys do. I am not one of those. I have to have very utilitarian, tight shoes.
Okay.
You know?
Hey, that's what you do.
I bought some new underwear this week, Brett, with a pocket for my penis.
Okay.
Gonna try something new out there. Thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, you sent me this. These are the Separatech.
Yes, that's the name of the technology that I've purchased.
Keeps the Dickie and the BB away from each other.
Yes,
It breaks up the family.
No, I'm gonna be completely honest here. I never found it to be a problem that my dick is near my balls.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, it's just one like slimy unit.
Yeah, I'm trying to come up with like good. I have made the decision now that I need good underwear solutions in my adult life.
Okay, but that comes things with like antimicrobial technology or good, maybe good fibers and stuff. But putting my dick in a little hole and having it like its own, it's like those. It's like those toe socks. Toe socks never took off.
Yeah.
People still wear the same old raggedy baggedy, twisting around ass socks, even though toe socks exist, which stay in place. But they don't need to be individually wrapped.
But they're saying what happened is I'm looking for compression shorts, and I wanted something that prevents chub rub, as they call it.
Okay,
on my thighs.
That makes sense.
Okay,
but the penis sleeve.
But then I started reading, and they were like, the problem with underwear is that your dick is not in a pocket. And I was like, that's a good point. I never thought of it that way, but apparently.
I just I've been putting my hand down my pants, just cupping my whole unit down there. My underwear could do that for me instead.
Yeah, I was actually shocked reading the ad copy, by the way, because it says the words penis and scrotum in it.
I like that.
You do?
That's like Dutch shit.
Yeah, because
No, we're using this for your penis and your scrotum.
Yeah, because they usually.
Yeah, they get
While
around.
I was reading the ads, they were getting so cute.
The podcasting apps are like, your beans are going to be nice and chill, in our bean bag feature on our underwear. It's like, yeah, we know it. You just say testicles.
Yeah, but nobody wants to hear the word testicle or scrotum or penis.
When you start calling them beans and shit, when you start calling them other names, it's like, when you start saying the real name, it's like, all right, now I'm listening. My testicles have been sticking to my leg this summer.
This Separatech technology might be worth having. It's wild. Somebody else sent me another one that they have what's called the ballpark technology.
Yes. See, that sounds a little more like a kid thing. That's more infantilizing.
But it is kind of what it is, though.
Your baseballs and your bat.
Yeah, it's like an area for your beans. It's called a ballpark.
Right.
I don't know. I need good underwear technology. I gotta tell you, the older you get,
I'm telling you what,
it's the worst feeling. Underwear
you need to go
is the
old
worst.
school, man. You need to get briefs because all this boxer's brief situation allows space for slippage and allows it to go onto the side of the seam. Sounds just like regular old Hanes briefs.
No, because then my thighs will rub together. That's the thing that,
Gotcha.
I walk so much that, I need help down there.
You need a low friction environment.
Yes. And it's just been a disastrous year so far in my walking, where it's just like, this is all a mess. So yeah, I'm trying some new technology, some new tech.
It's literally like a gonzo nose sticking out of the front of the underwear.
It's weird. It is weird. It is like, I told my wife when I got them yesterday, and she laughed at me, that I feel like maybe I don't have to use the pocket if I don't find it to be useful.
Okay.
So maybe the whole thing works still. I don't know about this.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Weird pocket technology. It's just weird. But, we have a buddy, because I sent it to me and Brett and three of our friends have a boys chat. It's just the people, like my brother's in there. There's a few people. And I sent it to them. And one of them was like, hey, let me know how that works out, because I'm thinking I might need those too. And it's just like the way that capitalism is able to make you buy stuff is such a marvel to me. I was talking
mean-
about this yesterday. So it got me to buy the penis pocket underwear, which is weird. Okay. But it also occurred to me yesterday walking by a guy's house that had 7, I counted them, it's right by my house, 7 inflatables in his yard. Okay.
Yeah.
And the thing that made me think was like, you know what? People didn't like decorate for Easter when I was growing up. People didn't decorate for St. Patrick's
Some
Day.
psychos do.
Sure.
Grandmas
I mean, it was
do.
2 people in your neighborhood might put the
Yeah.
eggs in the tree. You know, the plastic eggs in the tree and hang them. Maybe 2 people. But now, capitalism has created a market for inflatables for every season. You
Yeah.
will have inflatables on your lawn no matter what time of the year it is.
Cheap,
you know?
easy, and impressive.
Yeah, well, I'm not impressive at all. My feelings about
They're quite
inflatables.
stately. Some of them are like 12 feet tall.
I know, I've seen some, but it's like decorating maybe for, you'll get an Uncle Sam for the 4th of July,
Yeah.
It's like everything that you can think of, like you're constantly decorating for the next thing. And it really wasn't something that happened when I was, it didn't
you
happen
you have
5 years
an
ago.
unfun family.
Well, no, my family didn't, but even in the neighborhood, it didn't. This shit wasn't going on 5 years ago. This is so new. And it's so, I don't know, it's just, maybe if there's not a holiday coming up, you'll just put SpongeBob SquarePants on your lawn. It's very weird to me, I guess. Like, it's
I'm in it. I'm the one you're
Oh, I know.
about.
You have a narwhal, and you'll put one out there.
I don't know. I think that it keeps things fresh, and I think that every year it's good to have like a routine or a tradition. I also go to the thrift store and just buy like tacky junk from there. Like I'll go buy tacky St. Patrick's Day junk to put up in March. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like it just came out of nowhere, and it wasn't really necessary.
It's weird. I can
The
think
inflatables.
of so many.
But
just is
my
one of
grandma
those-
had all the decorations, and I
Oh,
know
yeah?
some other friends' moms that also decorate for every single month. They have a celebration. Remember them? They used to sell those wood calendars that you would change you'd buy it at like a fucking Amish fair or like a flea market, and you would every single month would have the theme for the month and little shamrocks to hang up to cross off the days and all that shit.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, like it is to me a very it is one of those things of how the market has sort of taken over. The market has to always expand.
Yeah, I
right,
think-
under capitalism, and like the ways that it expands, like constantly, like all the time, is like, what can we get people to buy now?
I disagree.
Underwear with a cock pocket in them.
Well, yeah, we never needed a cock pocket underwear.
No, but they make them.
But now that they're out, it's like I'll try it. But I do think that for me, I feel very disjointed and disconnected from my life. Like white culture, American culture is not something to be proud of. It is very awful in a lot of ways. But I think that communal celebrations of like these things are what ultimately brings us together. Is like, you can complain about it, but people are going to do Easter no matter what you fucking say. Everyone's going to do Easter shit, you know?
I know. I do
So
know
if
that.
we make it something that I don't know, but it also revolves around like, a religion that I don't agree with.
Right, and I just think the selling of these 60, like,
Yeah.
it's just no
It's-
problem to spend $60, $70, $80.
It's
on
a fan.
this.
Yeah, the thing about it is that it's really it's a $5 fan and then enough fabric to blow it up. They just got to stitch together the fabric, and they are cheap and easy, and they are like, I didn't know there was Easter ones yet.
I saw some Easter ones today. I saw a bunny standing next to a leprechaun, standing next to, I believe, a basket. It was just several things. I remember this thought occurred to me actually earlier in the year when I saw people that decorated for Thanksgiving, and that is not something that's done in my life.
Yeah, you know what? We disagree about is that I think that you should come up with stupid reasons to have fun. Like, I feel like you should trick yourself to have a good time. Like, if you can put a turkey out on the table and all of a sudden you're like, I'm having fun. It's like, that's a great, that works for me. I know it's placebo, whatever it is. It brightens the mood, in my opinion.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I see where your side is. I just think about how they have to make these things, how these materials are going to be in the ocean someday.
There's enough decorations already.
Yeah. Just the way that they are like creating new like there's a new kind of decoration and it's lower effort than the old decorations. Yeah. You know? But you know, if this guy like is, feels good putting these things on his lawn, and he already bought them, and I can't prevent the manufacturer from making them, then good on him.
Sure.
You know, I would like the consumerism to pull back just a touch. Easter was bullshit when I was growing up. It was nothing.
Sometimes you got a toy. It was like a lottery to me. Every 5 years, I would get like a toy or a video game and be like, fuck, you can do this in Easter? Well, like, that's also, like Dad hits the numbers at the track.
Yeah.
And he wants to try Skate or Die.
My dad, that is the craziest thing to think of your dad doing. Playing Skate or Die to me.
My dad liked video games. We had Commodores. We had a bunch of old ass video games before I was born.
It makes sense the way you ended up. You know what I mean? That he was into stuff that maybe I wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
You know, that he'd be into. But yeah. Yeah. So I am officially 100% at war with Kia.
Oh, I wanted to say before we got into this.
Okay.
This show is sponsored by Holsters brand underwear. Keeps your gun in a pair of bullets nice and tight. You can use code STREETFIGHT at holsters.com.
Register
your ding-a-ling in a sling.
Register Holsters right now. We are going to do it, you know. It'll just be a more comfortable pocket.
More laid back cowboy style.
Yeah, like a mesh pocket.
Slink,
so
something
that more air gets
yeah.
in. You know, and you could print guns on the side of the compression shorts. You know?
On the front. The front is the
okay.
That's the
I
gun.
was just thinking, like 6 shooters.
Okay,
like a cowboy, you can print them on the side. Buying these underwear has been a nightmare for me. There's so many kinds, and
what are the ones I have are delivering. I never have complaints. It's amazing to me. I just go to TJ Maxx and get the ones that are $4.88 for like 3 pairs, and I don't have any complaints.
But I have only complaints about what goes on down there. I hate it. You know, I know he's canceled and everything, and he's horrible and awful. I'm gonna say that. But one of the things back in the 2010s that Louis C.K. said was that when you get past a certain age, it always feels like you have a quarter cup of water in your, like where your underwear are. And like that has always resonated with me for my whole life. It's just like right underneath in your groin, you have a quarter cup of water just kind of floating there. And I can't stand it. I'm trying to do anything I can to end that.
Okay.
That's why I have to shower every day.
Yeah.
I shower every day, which I know is wrong. You know, I don't think you're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
According to people I've heard have said that you're only supposed to shower every 2 to 3 days. And I wish I could do that. You know, I wish I had that freedom to feel that way, but I don't.
Just a quarter cup of water, gotta get rid of it.
Yeah, I also, at the end of the day, when I get home, no matter how dirty I look, I feel like Pigpen from the Charlie Brown things. And we were raised that way. You know, the younger, when in our generation, you were like just raised that like you have to take a shower every single day. And when you're a teenager, you will like it. You know what I mean? That was always with me. Like my parents were making me do it when I was a little kid. And then they were like, you know, someday you're going to love to take a shower. And then it's like, yes, but now I'm 42 and I wish I didn't have to do. I thought there would be like some kind of technology that I could like walk through a thing and it would just clean me with ultraviolet rays or something.
UV or something.
Yeah, why haven't they invented anything? Like, we can get fucking lawn ornaments for Labor Day, but we can't get that.
It's a shame. Last review, sorry. One of my favorites, much love to Brett and Heat O'Brien from Fluxington. Thank you.
Okay, let me explain something. Heat O'Brien Unleashed will be the next miniseries.
Wow.
I think Brett's going to be along for the ride with Heat O'Brien, you've said.
I can do it.
I mean, you requested it at one point, and I was like, yeah, man. I mean, I think Brett just wants to hear me talk about sex for an hour and a half a week, but Heat
insanely
O'Brien.
uncomfortable.
What?
Insanely uncomfortable topic.
It is. It is for me, you know? And, you know, every time I post this sometimes when I just see something that sounds horny and I'm like, the inside of Heat O'Brien's body is buzzing.
Really?
And that's like is always the grossest thing, you know, to think about, because when I was a teenager, Heat O'Brien actually existed.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And the whole insides of his body would buzz when hedonism was happening.
Right on. I'm ready to listen.
Yeah. So
full war with Kia.
We are not in a Cold War anymore. We are in full war. And my update here so far is that I called them. I had been waiting. I waited 5 days for a call that was supposed to come in 3 business days from Kia Consumer Affairs Department talking about my recall. I called them today because I was like, well, it's been 5 business days. You know, I gave them the extra time to do the call or do the work. I called them and they were like, yeah, your car's ready to pick up. And I said, okay, I guess I got to call the dealership now. I called them and they were like, yeah, I came in on my day off. We got it all done. We're ready to pick it up. And I was like, so what do I owe you? And he said $760.
Okay. For a recall?
No, apparently, luckily for them, Brett,
oh,
this isn't covered under the recall. Same problem as a recall, but it was a whole different thing. You know,
technically not the recall, just because they say so.
Yes, that's all I can think. I mean, I can't fight them about it. Maybe, I don't know. It just feels like the recall. Like I feel it in my bones that I'm being ripped off again, especially after the times I've been ripped off. And we've gone through this story already a few times, and you know, they've done repairs on my car that were unnecessary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I got it back and it still didn't work. That has happened at this place. We're on the 4th time that this has happened. And, you know, you had kept telling me, are you going to take it to a different place? Well, that choice has been removed from me because they did the work without calling me. And without
asking for your verification. You dropped it off, and they said they were going to give you a loaner and let you know what was going to happen.
Yes.
And then they said it's done. You owe us $750.
Yes.
That sounds illegal.
Basically. I mean, it feels illegal. And all I can think is that, like, I fucked up when I was talking to him and said something like, well, I'm going to have to get it fixed no matter what. So,
yeah.
And he was like, well, if you're not satisfied, call Consumer Affairs and talk to them and they'll try to take care of it. And the next thing I know, you know, it's fixed. It's done. And it's fixed, like with hair quotes. It's done. And now I got to go pick it up and empty my bank account into Kia's pocket again. And but I'm going to give a little bit more. I fought back, right?
Okay.
I fought back. I didn't just let myself be defeated. I have been talking to I got to get his name, Rory _Carroll on Twitter. He is the editor-in-chief of he's the editor-in-chief of Jalopnik, and he said that when they told me they were going to charge for it, that I should say that the editor-in-chief of Jalopnik would like me to get all of the papers and files so that I could show it to him and he could maybe do a piece on it, you know? So I said, when I come in, I need all the work that's been done printed out.
Yeah, from the beginning.
From the beginning. I'm talking to a journalist and I would like to, I want to send it to him so he can look over it. And the guy was like, I think he felt like I was giving up right before this. I was like, how much is it? $750. I was like, all right, I can come and get it tomorrow and pay for it. And when I said journalist, the lilt in his voice, so you said you're talking to a journalist?
Really?
Like, he was trying to be cool.
Yeah.
But he did that thing where you kind of drop down a little bit because of anxiety.
Yeah, you can't say it. You choke it out.
Yeah. So you said you were talking to a journalist. What are you talking to him about? And I was like, well, I feel ripped off. He's like, why do you feel ripped off? And I explained everything I've explained on this show. Now, they don't know I'm a podcaster either. So they might think I'm bullshitting.
Yeah.
You know?
Of course.
But I will make sure that they know I'm not bullshitting tomorrow. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure they're going to ask me about the journalist. And I'm going to say, well, I do a podcast. And I have a pretty big platform. And they contacted me. And I haven't I've only mentioned the name of the dealership once on the show. You know? But like, I wonder if they think the name of the dealership's going to get out on the show and on Twitter and on social media and on Jalopnik. I wonder if maybe I might be able to win in this game.
Yeah, I can find, they're not on Twitter.
I know. The dealership probably isn't.
Oh, they're on Facebook?
They are on Facebook. Yes, they are. But yeah, I might be able to pull this off in the end because I have a platform. But like,
but yeah, I just saw an article today that said a whole bunch of Kia Sportages from like 2017 to 2020 are on recall now because the engine might blow up. I sent it to you. But there's another recall happening. Their fucking engines are exploding.
Yeah, all the time.
It says don't park it near your house until you get the recall.
Because the engine might blow up. And how many of those people are going to take their car that they've been told might blow up to the dealership and be charged for a repair that's unconnected to the recall? Right. Just so happens to not be connected to the recall. How many of those people are going to get charged? You
don't have a blow up engine. You just have one that needs this valve fixed.
Yep.
And it's only $800 to get the valve fixed. Lucky you didn't need a whole new engine.
Yeah. And we'll give you 20% off. You know, right. It's only going to be $600. It's not a big deal for you. You know, you're a big, successful, okay dude. I mean, I got very lucky in that, like, my wife got a bonus this month, so it's not killing us. It's just taking away the bonus. The bonus is gone.
Right. But this is robbery's happening to lots of people right now. You're not the only person that's going through this. Somebody else is just putting up with it without anybody to hear what they're saying, you know.
Exactly.
Everyone else is just like, "Oh, you bought a fucked up car." You know?
Yeah. So, and I did buy a fucked up car. I don't recommend Kia to anybody.
They asked you to come in. They sent you a fucking letter in the mail. It really sounds like some sort of flim flam where they get the letter to get you in there and then they're like, you know, we earned this person's business. Now they're in front of us. We have to shake them down for as much money as we can get.
Yeah.
Like they fell into the trap.
We got you in here.
Yeah.
And now we're going to find some repairs to make. And then we'll do it. You know? And again, as I said, they fucking accused me or they said I used an aftermarket oil filter, which I find to be like they're saying, well, if you take it to Valvoline instant oil change, then, you know, that's bad. Like, you don't want to do that.
That's bullshit. That's just a tactic to make you feel awful because you only had $25 for an oil change. And then all of a sudden they're using shame against you that you weren't coming to the dealership for getting an $80 fucking oil change where they're not doing anything special at all.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Capital Kia in Columbus. They're Capital Kia Columbus on Facebook as well.
Yeah, that is the dealership. I am going in there tomorrow and I will, you know, lose apparently, but I'm going to do whatever I can to
just leave with those papers, make
it uncomfortable for them for ripping me off again.
Yeah.
I'm all like, I want to go into this now. I'm anxious about going in tomorrow.
It's tough to look at someone in the face and let them know that like you think they're awful.
Yeah.
Or you feel I mean I talk about it on the show like it's easy, but I absolutely, my throat dries up, my balls sink into my stomach.
Go right out of your
when
pocket.
You say to somebody like, I don't like the deal that you're giving me. Like when I'm trying to buy a car and they're like, all right, we're just going to go along and do this. And I'm like, I didn't say I would pay that much per month. I'm not going to buy this car. And they're like, I thought you loved this car.
Yeah, they
I thought
always do that
I thought you
too.
gave up. It's like, I'm not going to do this deal. I'm going to walk away right now. And it's uncomfortable to say. It is confrontation. I also came from a very combative household, and I really want things to be chill. I want things to be collaboration. But yeah, to these people, you just have to say, like, I feel totally abused by you. You're driving me insane. You're the source of a lot of fucking anxiety for me. So I'm going to throw that burden on you right now. I'm going to let you know exactly how I feel about this shit.
Yeah, and
you have to deal with this. You have to put up with the way you make people feel. You can't just fucking steamroll somebody into to emptying their fucking savings account out.
Right. I feel like I need to be. I feel like I let so much stuff slide in my life that this is something that I can't let slide.
Yeah.
You know, like I can't. Just because I got lucky and my wife got a bonus and it's not going to break me, I can't just say like, I'll just pay it and take it. I talk about, the way I interact with customer service on this show a lot, where it's like, I give them like such a long long leash to say like that I will let them fuck me over and I will just pay for it.
Yeah.
On New Year's Eve this year, I, went on DoorDash. Maybe it wasn't DoorDash. It was a online ordering site for this place that I like to eat. And I ordered my food and I paid the $45 for it. And then I drove up to pick up my food and it was closed. And I didn't ever call back. I just
ate the charge?
I ate $45. Yes. And like it's because I didn't want to call and say, you should have turned off online ordering last night. You fucked me over, And like, that's like such an example of how I've been living my life for the past 10 to 15 years when it comes to letting this stuff happen. I very naturally, am very charitable in those social interactions, right? Like where it's like with the diner that I ordered my food from, it was just like, well, the person that was closing probably forgot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not their fault. And then it just got away from me and I didn't call and throw a fit about it,
Yeah.
And when they changed my transmission, they rightly gave me the catalytic converter repair for free without me saying anything, because it was just like, we kind of fucked you over there.
Yeah, they got a few grand out of you. Replacing the catalytic converter is something that every hillbilly in a garage can do.
Yes. So when they did that, I let it slide and even brought it back because I am very path of least resistance. I tried to discuss this last week very inelegantly, but I just can't wrap it around my mind around somebody ripping me off. You know what I mean? Especially somebody. Now I know that this dealership isn't owned by Kia. It's a franchising agreement with Kia. But just thinking like Kia wouldn't rip me off, why would they do that? What's in it for them to rip me off?
Yeah.
What they're going to give me a $1,500 engine? What skin is it off of Kia's back?
Right.
And, so like I feel like now is the time for me to this is the time. Maybe it's get motivated, Brett. Maybe get motivated has something to do with it, but it's not time for me to be mean. I'm not going to go in there and tell the guy I'm going to fuck his mom or something like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it is time for me to go in there and defend myself and say say how I feel to these people
Yeah, to their face.
instead of just have, well, you know, and you're wearing a mask, so you can't even do sad face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The mask really took away my chance to go in there and be passive aggressively,
Frowning.
you know, pissed.
Yeah.
You know, they can't see how pissed I am under the mask. So, yeah, I'm gonna go defend myself tomorrow and see if I can. I mean, I would just like to get money taken off. I would like to just not have to pay $750. You know, I feel like I deserve it for free. But
yeah, I mean, I don't understand. I mean, it all seems like a scam. It seems like you should have the decision on whether or not you want to pay for that thing, because you were told to come in for a recall issue.
yeah. So that is what's happening in my ward. They also, great friend of the show, Eve 6. They named their next car the EV6, and I just think that they did that to.
Yeah, Clout
I mean, they
Shark
owe
shit.
Eve 6 money.
Kia's fucking Clout Shark loser shit.
Yeah. They owe Eve 6 money too. You give Eve 6 their money, okay? They're good friends of the show. And by the way, before you tell me to have Eve 6 on the show, I'm going to have Eve 6 on the show. It's like 100% gonna happen. We have talked. So many people tell me we should have them on the show, and I'm like, we are going to do that.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. I'm trying to come up with a good idea. I don't just want to do something slapped together, you know? So now I'm ready to learn about Panda Express.
Sorry, I have to. I can't get.
All right, Nar. Is there a place I can get the article? Because I can do it.
Yeah, I got locked out of the article because I've looked at it too many times today. So now they're making me spend money.
Well, don't do
to
that.
see the article.
Don't do that. I can probably fix that. What thing are you trying to? Washington Post.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is from Morning Mix and Washington Post. Oh, God damn it. Get out of my way. Now I have to sign in.
Do you have a subscription?
No, but I get a free article.
Well, that's the same thing I'm doing.
Yeah, but I'll have it done in like a half a second here.
I was ahead of you.
All right, here we are. Oh, it didn't do it. So.
All right, I got it.
All right, let's hear it. I'm ready to learn about Panda Express. I read the headline, Brett, and now my interest is officially piqued.
This one was sent by a bunch of people. It was sent out today. Thank you to one Squatchin35. That's the number one SQUATCHIN 35 on Instagram, and thank you to Devin P on Facebook for sending this to us. The title of this is Panda Express staff forced to strip at team building seminar that seemed like a cult initiation ritual, lawsuit says. That's a big headline.
I saw that and I was like, okay, how could this happen? Now, I'm sure I don't want to spoil anything. Are we talking corporate or frontline worker?
Yeah, we're talking frontline workers that want to get ahead. We're talking about management. We're talking about building the next group of managers.
Bottom management? The management that we don't consider managers on
Right.
Street Fight, you know?
Shift leads that want to take it to the next level.
Yeah. The Tony from Chuck E. Cheese or Rick from Chuck E. Cheese was like my manager at Chuck E. Cheese, and Rick had no power at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he couldn't do anything. He just wrote the schedule out. And then if you got mad about the schedule, he would change the schedule.
So from what I read about it is basically these are people that work at Panda Express. They want to put them into the management training program to let people take over a store. They require you to go through this seminar with a bunch of other Panda Express employees. You're not going to believe this first sentence. Are you ready?
Yep.
Well, didn't we have a caller that called in about Panda Express and that they gave them $1 for Chinese as a bonus during like in February or something for Chinese New Year?
I think
Or they donated it or something?
I think somebody called in about their hero pay situation. Okay. I do. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, I think we have had.
Listen to this opener. The Panda Express cashier had already been forced to strip to her underwear in front of her fellow staff during a self-improvement seminar in 2019, she said, and told to open up to the group about her vulnerabilities.
Wait, cashier?
The Panda Express cashier had already been forced to strip to her underwear.
What the fuck? Like, how this is one of those bureaucracy things. This is one of those, like, the evils of bureaucracy that anybody in the room could have stopped this from happening.
Yeah. But everyone's like, this is a valuable training program. This is important. No one is saying stop. So it just keeps rolling.
Sorry, I mean, if you're okay, I'm gonna play this out. I'm gonna role play this a little bit. I'm the cashier. Okay? We're gonna need you to strip down to your underwear first. And I would say, first of all, so terrified to do something like that. But I would probably, in my mind, this is my inner monologue right here. Well, I mean, if they're telling me to do it, they did it, and then the other workers did it. It must be part of working at Panda Express to do it, and I kind of want to be the manager because people always wonder why the person who did the action, who took their clothes off, they always wonder why somebody would do that and not just storm out. And that's the reason, is you assume that the rules of the game are that, and that you're the weird one for not wanting to do that.
Yeah, and it's the same kind of thing with the Kia situation, in that they take advantage of, like, oh no, this is how we do things. Like, I'm sorry, anybody above you at Panda Express took off their clothes in front of everyone else, you know? It's a weird fucking initiation.
Well, we were talking about hazing.
Yeah.
Last week, and it's like, you wonder why somebody would do that, but it is like, you wonder why somebody would be willing to do some of this hazing shit.
Yeah.
And it's not just a sense of belonging, it's a sense that this is normal.
Yeah.
That's, people get I have been made to do things that I wouldn't have normally done under the understanding that what I was doing was a normal thing. You know, there's things oftentimes when me and you have had conversations in the past and I talk about stuff that happened in my childhood and you're like, no, that's like not something that happens to people. But where I was from, that is a thing that happened to people. You know, I thought
there's lots of regular stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I had a teacher tell me that I was going to end up in prison. A specific prison, and then draw bars over my picture in the yearbook. On my yearbook, he drew bars over the picture.
Yeah.
And like, I remember thinking at the time, that's really cool that he thinks I'm that badass.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then in the future, I mean, I remember telling people in my early 20s about that story, and they'd be like, that is fucking sad.
Yeah, well, and also, a grown-up shouldn't be acting like that. Person shouldn't be in charge of kids at all.
I agree, yeah. But people said it was sad. And it, like, at the time, it didn't ring that way. And anybody that I would have told in school that this teacher did that probably wouldn't have said it was sad. They would have said that's that guy. You know what I mean? And things just become very normal when everybody else agrees that it's normal. That's what normal is. It is everybody agreeing that this is the thing to do. So the pressure to take your clothes off as a Panda Express cashier, having somebody tell you that, yeah, we all take our clothes off. Like, that's part of the thing. Well, we just get down to our underwear, you know?
Well, and I also know that from being like a person that graduated around the Jackass time, where you were around a lot of people that you fucked with and did weird shit to. But it was also an understanding, is like, these guys are going to probably do some weird shit to me eventually too. Like, I'm going to have to also be treated like this. It's definitely an interesting part of life, but to have it a part of your management training,
right?
This is immediately wrong. There's nothing about this that seems acceptable.
Put yourself in Brett Payne 2006. Okay?
Sure.
How does he respond to this?
I might have just went for it. I really don't. I feel like a younger person can be taken advantage of. I think she was 23 years old at the time. So it's very easy when a bunch of grown-ups are saying, this is how we develop managers, to get them to do shit like this.
Exactly. I definitely at 23 would have just been like, I guess I have to do this.
So that's the first sentence. You ready for the follow-up?
Yep.
It's a grand slam. But when a male colleague broke down crying while trying to do the same, the session's leader ordered her to go one step further. She had to hug it out with him.
Him?
Both of them still undressed as others filmed her or ogled at her body. The 23. So they asked her to undress. She did it. They asked this guy to do it. He started crying. And then they said, you naked girl, go hug that guy and get him naked with us. Get him in his underpants. I'm laughing because I'm just like, don't want to cry instead.
This is
That's horrible. This company should just be snatched.
Close Panda Express.
Just stop. It fucked up. We did it wrong.
I mean, I can see whoever made this happen. This sounds like maybe the store manager did this. It doesn't sound like corporate came in.
No, it's absolutely corporate.
Is it really? Okay, read more.
It's basically a privatized thing. Panda Express does not host these seminars. They just say, we want our candidates to attend these seminars. So they can pay $1,800 or they can pay for your admission to this radical ceremony where you get naked with each other and hug each other.
Jesus.
So they're outsourcing all of the culpability, it seems like.
Okay, well, it's still their fault.
Agreed. This was just part of a bizarre, psychologically abusive 4-day seminar that more and more resembled a cult initiation ritual as time went on, according to a lawsuit she filed last month against the fast food chain and LA County Superior Court. Her allegations underscore the dark consequences of an unusual management style promoted by Panda Express and its founder, Andrew Chern. While the company has earned plaudits, damn fancy language, you got to pay for those words.
Yeah, that's what you had to pay for the post.
I never had a plaudit.
Yeah.
While the company has earned plaudits for emphasizing self-improvement programs for employees, lots of plosives, her lawsuit paints this focus as an obsession that devolved into abuse.
By the way, they didn't have to accolades. Like, was plaudits really necessary?
Somebody was like, I got to use that education.
Yeah.
I got to show off.
I did go to college. It's plaudits.
Yeah, so they're doing this. They're doing the get motivated lifestyle. They're saying that, like, the people that work at Panda Express, we want them to be their best person.
Okay. I'm trying to understand Panda Express here. Do they maybe not know that they're getting each other in their underwear because I'm kind of fascinated by what this seminar is, because I can't imagine a company being able to do that. Do you see what I'm saying? If this is a company, if this seminar company, right, that is this thing, if it is a place where jobs send their employees, the world must be a lot worse than I think it is that it exists. You know?
To think that all the managers at Panda Express somehow hugged another coworker from Panda Express in their underwear.
Or fucking another business.
Right.
Like Huntington Bank or fucking Bank of America sends people to this thing, and some banker has to, some bank teller has to strip down to their underwear. This sounds like a business. I don't know. It seems so out of the realm of what would be appropriate at work to me, for a work event.
Okay. Here's some clarification here. It says the cashier, whom the Post is not naming as a victim of alleged sexual assault, was less than 3 years into her job at a Panda Express location in Santa Clarita, California, when she learned about the training run by Alive Seminars, the lawsuit said. Her manager told her that she would be considered for a promotion at the fast food chain only if she signed up for the class.
Yeah.
So someone explicitly told her, you have to sign up for this class to get promoted.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a live seminars website now, but the news has kind of taken over. This story has.
Yo, you ready?
Yeah.
Ready for this next roller coaster dive? So she did, using her own free time to attend the seminar and borrowing hundreds of dollars from relatives to pay for the training out of her own pocket. Ramirez told the Post. At the time, she earned an hourly wage of $11.35. But on the first day of this session, which had been exclusively attended by Panda Express employees, so once again, you know, they have like a tenuous connection to this, but this is a seminar session that was specifically designed for Panda Express people. This isn't as simple as saying, oh, we hand out a guidebook that says, hey, if you want to improve your life, consider the following seminars. Seminars. Yeah.
Seminars. Oh, those sound good. I'm fucking hungry for a
Seminars would be good. Ask Candy Bar. I would eat a Seminars right now.
I was thinking of it like a cinnon roll sort of thing.
Cinnamon
like a
candy
cinnamon
bar.
Cookies.
Maybe. It's a Seminars.
Not good. Yeah, let's get a Seminars over here.
On the first day of the session, on the first day of this session, which had been exclusively attended by Panda Express employees, she allegedly found herself stripped of her cell phone, trapped in a room with blacked out windows, and loudly berated by a seminar leader who told her and others that they amount to nothing.
What the fuck are you trying to do? What is this? Here's what I say to this guy. Here's what I'm thinking in my mind. Like I said, I probably would have gone with it the whole time.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I'm thinking...
like, I'm scarred for life.
Yeah, or even like, Panda Express is making me do this? Like, what the fuck?
That's true.
I'm a cashier at Panda Express.
I'd believe in the Illuminati at that point, and I would go down a deep... It was like, that's what it takes to be successful in America, is doing naked rituals. That's what it always comes... That's how George Bush was successful. That's how... And naked rituals is like the quickest bonding experience, you know, for success.
I think I even want to go back to the berating and having your phone taken and being put in a dark room. That sounds like jail to me.
You at every point you should be able to pull out your phone and say, I'm live streaming this right now. Or I'm getting out of here. I'm calling. I'm done. Like I said, about any conversation you're in, you can just walk away from it. If you're willing to walk home, you can get there. Or you can call somebody on the way. But this is a situation that you really can't run away from.
No, you can't get out. There's no way out, dude. Yeah.
The atmosphere resembled less a self-improvement seminar than a site for the off-the-books interrogation of terrorist suspects.
Yeah, boot camp. Damn. Maybe like a boot... Like, the only other thing I can think of is like boot camp. Did they make them go into that fucking gas house too?
Oh,
and take their mask off? Did they do that?
They throw a gas mask in the corner and throw a gas grenade in the middle of the room and then make you scramble to put it on or something.
Yeah, why can't fucking Panda Express send their people to an escape room? Or something
that's great.
Normal.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's a fun afternoon.
I mean, my brother works at a pretty big company and he went curling one day with work. It's like, why can't you do that?
You are right, though. It says the lawsuit said comparing the overall effect to that of a particularly nasty drill sergeant.
That's what it feels like. That's what I mean. Again, when you put everything all together, it's like I get here, I'm trapped. And again, I'm training to be a manager of a Panda Express. Like, that's what, in the end, I'm going to still have to put on my Panda Express uniform and go to work every day.
I'm going to be yelling at a rotating cast of dysfunctional people for $15 an hour.
Yeah.
I'm going to be managing it's not a dream job. I wouldn't trade in my dignity for a fucking Panda Express manager job.
Also, when you're a working person, though, like, you really do want to, like, if you see a window as a working person, there's only so many management jobs and then only so many corporate jobs at these companies. There's way more employees than there are those jobs. And if you see a way to get ahead, and that way to get ahead is go to a conference or a seminar, I'm thinking, well, I've done worse shit to try to get ahead. You know what I mean? I guess I'll leave my family and go to this seminar. Maybe one day I'll get to wear, my regular clothes to the corporate office and work for corporate Panda Express and, make good money because they sell you that.
Yeah.
When you work at
these.
That, yeah, they sell you that when you work at a fast food restaurant. They sold me that at McDonald's. And like, it sounds like, and this is such a betrayal to this woman who was probably like, felt like she was being groomed for the corporate job. You're one level up on these other kids or people that you work with. You're not one of them. You're not the dishwasher. You're management material. And then, if you're willing to do a lot more when you think it's going to work out for you in the end.
Yeah, I mean, this is someone that wants to take the reins. And I wasn't meaning to say dysfunctional people, just that like minimum wage workers, like it's a very precarious situation that puts people in, and to manage that is takes a lot of fucking grit, and like they aren't rewarding you enough to be the manager of a fucking Panda Express, to go through all of this. Like I would hug somebody in my underwear for a comfortable life, but the manager of Panda Express is not living comfortably.
Right. It's not even necessarily dysfunctional people. It is an ever-changing cast of people that you have to learn about.
Right.
I have to get involved in these people's lives and learn who they are and what they respond to and how well they work and stuff like that. And like, I mean,
there's no long-term, this isn't a long-term thing, like for a lot of people, like, I'm plugging, like, I'm trying to be the manager. That's going to be it.
I think well, you're right about that, because that's the fucking thing here, is that like this person wants to be a manager because we talked about this earlier in the show, or maybe we talked about it on Get Motivated, one of the two, but it was Get Motivated, but I wanted a job where I have it figured out. And I don't want to be constantly moving to the next thing.
Yeah.
That doesn't appeal to me. I don't want that. I just want to be comfortable, and I just want to I would do almost any other job. I would do almost any job that I thought would sustain me for the rest of my life and not have to find something. Now, you're a cashier at Panda Express. You get a job there, and you're probably not planning to stick around, but then they give you the opportunity to make it to management. That then takes a job that you have and turns it into long-term future prospects where I could stay at Panda Express, a place that's not going away.
Right.
I could stay at Panda Express forever, and like they kind of dangle that over your head when you work there, especially, she's 23, right?
Yeah.
Early adulthood, moves in. She might have felt like, well, this is it. I can finally get that security that I want to have.
Yeah.
And like,
we feel competent enough to do it. I mean, people want to own $1 million businesses, and it's like everybody can't do that. But if you feel like you can hold down this Panda Express, like, we need people to do that.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
Here's a doozy. On one day, seminar participants were told to pretend they were on a sinking ship and that only 4 of them would survive, the suit said. On the following day, leaders allegedly filmed them while instructing them to act as if a light from above was coming to suck away their negative energy.
This is fucking crazy. I want to hear that again.
On one day, seminar participants were told to pretend they were on a sinking ship and that only 4 of them would survive. So I'm guessing they said, who's the 4? What 4 people in this room are valuable enough to keep alive.
This is a really sadistic thing. This is almost one of those stories that proves everything we say about how evil these corporations are. This is very sadistic. This is it's ruthless. It is ruthless to have people sit together and figure out which 4 of those people are worthwhile and allowed to live, should be allowed to live. Like, what does that mean for the other people?
It was also very similar to the Get Motivated episode we did about Tony Robbins, though, where he has everyone split into groups and they decide which group can bring the most value to people. And the group that doesn't bring the most value, they put an L sticker on the head, making them drink a gross, disgusting shot and play loser by Beck.
They do play loser by Beck.
This one is also, I'll repeat the second part too, because it's not the same as like figuring out who should die, but this detail does kind of creep me out. On the following day, leaders allegedly filmed them. So you're on camera, and then instructed them to act as if a light from above was coming to suck away their negative energy. So once again, you are there with all of your Panda Express people, and you're on camera, and they're trying to figure out who's into this, who brings the most value. If you don't perform for the camera, you failed.
Yeah, yeah. And
if you don't pretend like you're being cleansed by an invisible fucking light.
That is so creepy. You know what I mean? That is such a fucking, that is cult like how did Panda Express get hooked up with these Alive seminars? That's what you really wonder. Like, what kind of vetting did they do to this company? You know, what kind of vetting was done to this company? Because these things are wildly inappropriate. Even, you know, people would probably be concerned if this was a thing that people chose to go do that wasn't tied to employment at all.
Yeah, this would be a good Netflix series about this crazy fucking cult that imploded.
A true crime Netflix series about this seminar place would be something I would watch. I would be interested in.
You ready for some damning evidence?
Okay.
Panda Restaurant Group noted in its statement to the Post that it has no control or ownership interest in Alive Cinemars.
Oh,
we love a Cinemar.
I'm so hungry for a Cinemar. Please, somebody get me a Cinemar.
A spokesperson denied allegations that employees were required to participate in seminars or had to do as prerequisite to earn promotions. But the lawsuit alleges that Panda Express employees at the seminar received materials featuring the fast food chain's logo.
Oh, dip. So
also, attendees were required to provide their company ID numbers to the leaders.
What would the leaders know about a company ID number?
They're registering it to Panda Express. They're telling they're reporting to Panda Express corporate that these are the employee IDs that showed up and completed our seminar.
Yeah, that means
and also
yeah.
It only Panda Express employees are there. You get a packet that says Panda Express fucking guide to management, and then they say take your clothes off and hug somebody that feels uncomfortable doing that.
What do you, it makes me wonder if maybe Panda Express is their only customer, that maybe Panda Express is paying for, is the reason that Alive Seminars is in existence, that maybe they are behind it. You know what I mean? Like that they're trying to, you know, like we just hired a company to do it, and Panda Express is going to try to throw Alive Seminars under the bus. But it makes you wonder, like, I can't find a website for Alive Seminars. It makes you wonder what else they do. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't find them, I don't know who their other customers are other than Panda Express.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I can't find them at all. They have a Facebook page, but I can't get on Facebook. But like they have a Facebook page. It's in Pico Rivera, California, Alive Seminars and Coaching Academy. But that's all I've been able to find. I'm on page 1 of their Google thing, and it's mostly Panda Express stuff.
167 on the coaching and seminars, and 13 on their brand page.
Yeah. yeah, they're a charity organization. They're sold as a charity organization on charitynavigator.org.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're exclusively with them. Maybe they just convince people to do this. But I also agree that, is there anybody that's gone to one that wasn't related to Panda Express?
That's what I wonder. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
How do they do business outside? Panda Express sounds like a great customer to have for your seminars, but who else do you rope into this thing? Like, you surely aren't just relying on Panda Express unless you're just a part of the wing of a Panda Express.
Yeah, or you're maybe the guy, somebody in the high up parts of Panda Express, maybe somebody up there maybe owns a live seminar. I don't know.
Sure.
But or somebody's married to somebody that owns a live seminars, you know?
Yeah.
But it just feels like it feels like if I'm being charitable to Panda Express, as I said I am oftentimes earlier, it's like, even in the most charitable way of reading this, it's like, you didn't even consult with them on what they were going to do at the seminar.
Someone should have went through it. Someone like the higher up should have went through the fucking thing to know what they were subjecting people to.
Or just ask them what they're going to subject people to. I mean, they could even just be like, what's the program going to be?
Right.
You know, and then when they're like, they start to tell you, they're like, well, let's not insinuate that some of them should be dead. Let's let them keep their phones, and let's keep all their clothes on. We're going to keep all their clothes on.
Right.
And no crying. We would prefer it if it didn't cause tears.
Yeah, my wife has had some of these. She had a getaway where they went to like a ranch and they stayed and they got to just hang out and be friends with each other. And it was really just like a kind of a paid vacation with all of your coworkers to go hang out in a cool Airbnb. They never had to reveal any of their inner truths.
No, that's not necessary for work.
No, or cry in front of anybody or any of that.
No, that's not a part of a job ever. There's never at any job. You know, there's like 3 jobs where you might have to take your clothes off at work. But other than those 3 to 4 to 5 jobs, you should never have to. Panda Express, you should never have to do that. You know, you should be able to come in the clothes you're wearing and keep them on.
Yeah, I don't. I also, this is what I don't like about. This is the using mindfulness and using self-help and using all of these things like, you should have a better mindset. We're going to pay to retrain you. And it's like, no, you need somebody to manage this fucking Panda Express, goddammit. I have my own ways, ethics, beliefs. I don't bring those to Panda Express. I show up and I make sure that the fucking shit goes out the door. That's the extent of what you need to know about me. You don't need to develop me into nothing. You need to just let me take over this goddamn store because I've been running it for the last 6 months while you try to find a replacement. Now you're telling me I got to spend $100 on a course.
Yeah.
And get sexually abused.
Yeah, I'm looking at their review page now. The one bad review is from yesterday, so I would discard that. Okay, all the bad reviews are from yesterday. They Yelp bombed it. It does have one 5-star review that says they have a Toastmasters club, which is so far beyond something that I would understand or want to do.
You don't know Toastmasters?
I don't. No, not really. I mean, I think I've heard. Am I right that it's giving cheers? The cheers, you know, when you have a drink. I'd like to propose a toast, and then you do cheers? Is that what it is?
No, it's a group that gets together to practice public speaking. So it's for people that aren't comfortable talking in front of a room of people, whether it be at work or whatever it may be. So they go and like practice speeches or presentations, like stuff people have to do before work or just essays or whatever. You just go and basically get it out of your system, like reading in front of a group of people and dealing with those emotions.
Well, that's a pretty decent thing to do for people.
Yeah.
You know?
It also has the problem of a lot of self-help stuff is that people just end up trying to do that every week, and it's like, you've been at Toastmasters for 2 years. You should be done with this by now. You should have got your practice in.
Yeah.
Go do it.
I mean, also, I would say, just as a person who speaks in front of groups of people for a living, speaking in front of the same people every week is maybe not as helpful as you might think it is.
Sure.
You know, like,
Yeah, that's
if
true.
you want to get good at speaking in front of people, I think a variety
Strangers.
of audience helps. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't a big public speaker, before like 2009, and like if I was in a room full of people I knew, I could be the loudest person in the room at any time, but like thinking about doing stand-up comedy made me want to pee my pants. Like going on stage in front of people made me dizzy and made me want to pass out.
Right.
And the only reason I got better at it was because I kept doing it over and over again.
War on Xmas veteran in the chat said they just called a live seminar. I keep doing it. I mean, that would be a hit if I could just get one Cinnamar bar.
Yeah. It's not a candy bar. That's not like
it's a candy bar to me.
tasty
Someone said
thing.
it's a Snickers, but it's a Snickers but spicy with like a little bit of cinnamon, like a cinnamon Snickers type
with
thing.
like a more buttercream sort of icing, like cinnamon
Inside,
roll icing
instead of the nougat?
No. Instead of the chocolate.
Oh, on the
It's
outside,
like cinnamon roll icing.
Yes.
Instead, that's
with
hard.
cinnamon roll on the inside.
Yeah, and then
It's
on
a
the inside, it's like a
Cinnamon roll bar. It's a Cinnabar.
Yeah.
Cinnamar.
That's something I might think about eating. That is something I'm fully interested in a Cinnamar now. Somebody please tell me if they make Cinnamars and
I'll invest. War and Xmas veteran said they called the number and it's been disconnected.
Oh yeah, of course it has. Yeah. Now, I mean, they're out of business. They gotta be, right?
Yeah, they're done. So they're just gonna shut down and start again.
Fucking what's it called? Panda Express threw them right under the bus. It's really something.
We don't know what that's about. They cut and run on it. I mean, which is good because they were smart enough to know that under the Panda Express wing, you couldn't make your people do this stuff. You had to like set up a side gig so you could legally not be attached to it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're sending over it's like you do the paperwork. Why am I handing out why do I have the logo of our business on this?
Yeah, I'm reading the reviews on their a lot on their Facebook page, the old ones. So I don't know
What's going on with them?
I mean, people seem to not be negative, but you also wouldn't like post on it if you were being negative.
People don't want to publicly post about that kind of stuff.
Oh, and I'm also just looking at the recommendations. It's got a 5 out of 5 based on the opinion of 16 people.
Okay.
But this is like kind of older. Yeah. I can't believe this. I'm truly kind of shocked at this.
Yeah, the Cinnamar, it's going to fucking revitalize candy.
I am. I would love a Cinnamar, right? I just could go for a Cinnamar right now. That's all I'm thinking about.
Well, I think that was awful enough to share with everybody, right? I think that did the.
I mean, that was shocking to me.
Yeah, it's totally unacceptable.
I can't believe. Again, I don't put it past a place like Panda Express. You know, it does look like it might be one Panda Express. That is what I'm seeing now. It says California Panda Express. Unless they were flying in people from Panda Express. I don't know. But, what a fucking... I don't know. I just can't figure it out. I do not understand how this happened. And
yeah, this is...
They're going to push it... Obviously, they're going to push it down the ladder and blame it on, like, the district manager of that specific store. Sure. I think that's what's going to end up happening. It's like, well, the district manager was saying you got to do this seminar and it'll help you out, and
they were actually just friends with the person.
Yeah. I think
they were trying to drum up business, or they were getting paid $10 a head for everyone they sent their way.
But I think this woman deserves a lot of money. Like, I think
yeah.
I think honestly, everybody that was involved with it,
I think
deserves. I mean, they made this man and this woman cry.
Oh yeah,
and get in their under that. I mean, and it is sexual. That is sexual assault. What they did to that woman, and it's a group. It's sort of they did that to a whole group of people. Everybody involved in that were sexually assaulted, I think.
Yeah, I think that you should pay for them to be the manager of their own restaurant, of their own creation.
Yeah.
Panda Express should pay for them to open their own restaurant.
It really worries me though that it's sort of a separate entity that
it's
Alive was like, maybe they're gonna say, well, we didn't have anything to do with Alive, we didn't know what Alive was gonna do.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're gonna let the company off for that, but then they're gonna say sue Alive, which Alive is gone.
Right.
They disconnected their phone. They are not in existence anymore, probably.
I would say, I don't know how it'll shake out. I don't have faith in the courts a lot, but the fact that they were registering their employee IDs means that the company signed off on this.
Yeah,
the company wasn't just recommending this; they were cataloging and rewarding people for going through this fucking awful experience.
Dude, I truly, a lot of this stuff, I don't even think is appropriate. Again, I said this earlier. I don't think this is appropriate for people who choose. I mean, I'm fine if people want to go and do that. Like, whatever, man, if you chose to do it. But I think you should be informed of what it is. I was wrong about this, too, because they did one in Oregon. So this is, like, they do it for all the Panda Express. They do basic training. And I find it, I mean, the thing that really bummed me out, the thing that was really tough to hear was that the employees of the company were like ogling the people that were got down to their underwear. This is
if
like,
a camera comes out, you gotta swat that. If ever I have zero dick pics exist.
No.
And if I'm in my underwear and I'm not in charge of the camera, I'm swatting that fucking thing out of your hand. I don't care if it breaks. Take me to court.
If I'm in my underwear, my dick's already in the pocket.
Right.
You know? I'm not. I just no camera pictures. You know. Wow. This is definitely something that, like. I mean, again, I try to be like, I'm always charitable in these situations, and it's like, maybe
you shouldn't be.
No, I definitely shouldn't be. But maybe it was just that group of people who made the decision to do this, but like, I just don't think that, like, I don't think that that's the way to find, find managers for none of that stuff.
It's like we talked about with the Tony Robbins thing. It's like all about intensity.
Yeah.
And this is also the same thing. It's like, I guess, like, if you're willing to work at be the manager of a mall Chinese restaurant, it's going to be intense. There's going to be you're going to be pushed to the limits, right? You're going to be asked to do things that you never wanted to do. They are literally like setting you up, like, to be comfortable with their management style means like, we own you. We tell you what to do. You will comply. You just have to figure out how to make it work. Even if we tell you to get fucking naked in front of everybody, if you want to keep your job, that's what you have to do. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like it does sound to me like they do have it. It says that the guy that, the CEO of Panda Express has an affinity for self-help stuff. And, he sometimes will berate himself for lacking integrity and like goes to gurus and stuff. This sounds like it comes from like,
he's obsessed with it and demands everybody else be. And it's like, your problems are not my problems.
But
your problem is you need someone to run this fucking Santa Clarita Panda Express. Yeah. I can do that without getting naked and hugging someone from the San Jose fucking Panda Express.
Yeah. I mean, all right. Well, I mean, that was something. On Saturday mornings, the Grand Auditorium fills with hundreds of employees, ranging from servers to member of the Panda Group's PR and legal teams, as well as many of their children. They gather together for inspiring speeches, team building activities, and plenty of group hugs.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a Tony Robbins guy. Too.
For sure.
He's read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and Reawaken the Giant Within. You can like, they have that at the Panda Express stores.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it seems like this guy's super into like the self-help guys.
Maximize your life.
Yeah. And I think that, that's an underrated thing. Well, we did actually talk about it on the Tony Robbins episode, is that they do sometimes manipulate you to do things that you shouldn't have to do in front of people.
Yeah, I mean, there's moments in that Tony Robbins documentary. It's called "I Am Not Your Guru" on Netflix. There are moments where he has people reveal things in front of each other, like they're suicidal and shit in front of like a room of 2,500 people, and it's like, it's powerful. That's crazy to say in front of 2,000 people, but necessary or required or part of your road to recovery. I don't know. It seems like Tony Robbins is exploiting it, like your vulnerability in that moment, and they're also exploiting your vulnerability in that moment.
Yeah, he had somebody break up with their boyfriend on the phone in front of the whole audience and shit, with the phone held up to a mic, and it's just.
And then they also reveal at the end that person got back together with that person, with the person they broke up with, because they really weren't into that. Wasn't the thing to do.
Yeah, and I just think that, like, man, I think you should let the people that naturally gravitate toward that kind of thing gravitate towards that. Like, I think the people involved in the Tony Robbins stuff, I think a lot of them know what they're getting into and go in there and they give themselves over to the process and they do it. I think that when you make it a condition of employment or a condition of promotion or getting somewhere, I think that's like where it's insidious and bad. And like, I don't think anybody should be made to go see fucking Tony Robbins so that they can get a raise.
Yeah. Yeah. No one should be doing this. And Jacob S. in the chat is right. They're probably also fighting against the $15 minimum wage at some point. Like, they're probably just like, well, we pay our low-level employees because they're not activated enough. They're not ready to, like, take over a store, so we pay them the least amount possible.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. There's no way that they're
that kind of stuff
okay
builds in. That stuff builds on hierarchy. It builds a way. Meritocracy is the religion of self-help, and it says that some people aren't doing enough and they should suffer the consequences for their actions, which is absolutely not true, because the people that make sure my Panda Express is hot, fresh, and fast in 5 minutes are doing enough for me. I don't think they should strive for anything more than that.
Can I just say this as the ultimate good person? I've never had Panda Express. So
what?
Yeah, never had it.
God damn, you live a little.
No. Well, now I don't want to have it.
It's on a drive-through. Drive-through is great. On the way home, grab a fucking styrofoam box full of food, pig out.
I don't know what they have there. That
they have like orange chicken and.
That doesn't sound appealing at all. Orange chicken. Like chicken
you
with
don't like
oranges?
Sweet chicken?
No, I do not. I like salty chicken.
The joint near me does orange tofu, and they put zests of orange like in the sauce. It's the best.
If I'm eating a sweet, I want it to be something like a Cinnamar or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. Now that you say that.
Yeah, if I want my savory stuff to be savory and my sweet stuff to be like Cinnamars.
If you want a treat, you just have to reach for Cinnamar.
That's it. Oh, I love the idea. I'm so hungry, like thinking about the idea for a Cinnamar. Like it sounds so good. And now we have to go back to our regular lives where Cinnamars don't exist.
We stupidly created the best snack we could come up with. Now we're punished forever with never getting it.
Yeah, as soon as we hit stop stream, the Cinnamar is gone and we'll never get to eat one.
It's unfortunate.
But right now, they exist.
Dreamy.
Yeah, they exist in the world of this specific episode of this podcast.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun, like, call-in show thing to do, to have people call in and invent products.
Yeah.
Like, just sell me your product.
Or no, treat it like it already exists.
Yeah,
Talk
that's-
to me
yeah.
like it already exists.
Call me, tell me it exists, and sell it to me, please. I do have a really funny idea for a call-in show, and maybe we can gauge some interest in this. But me and Brett will do a role play with all of the callers where we act like angry customers and they have to talk us down.
We're the angry customer?
Yeah, or I've thought the other way around, where callers call in and they're angry customer. That one's better. Yeah, the
I think
caller
you go
calls
either
in.
way.
Yeah. We could do it either way on the show.
Either someone could call in and say, thank you for calling Street Fight, how can I help you tonight? Or someone could call in and say, this goddamn thing doesn't work.
Yeah. And you got to talk me down. You got to use all your best customer service skills to talk me down. That fits good with Get Motivated, too. Maybe we'll do that.
We'll see.
Street Fight customer service show.
Thanks for listening to the show. Thanks for watching on live stream. Twitch.tv/Street Fight Radio is the place to be if you want the extra stuff. We've got video game streams going on over there. And Brian's going to get a computer soon so he can officially start playing video games and talking shit. Head over to patreon.com/Street Fight Radio for our bonus Get Motivated content. We've got a lot of stuff in there right now, and we got more to go. I mean, that's going to be one that goes on forever. People just keep bombarding us with more and more people. We're going to revisit that.
What one?
The Get Motivated stuff.
Get Motivated, yeah. And again, I think, sometime this summer I'm going to do like a grab bag where we just do a different miniseries like an episode of of the fun miniseries. So Get Motivated will always exist.
Yeah. And we will see you on Sunday. We're taking calls from all y'all. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Street Fight WCRS, Facebook as well. And I am always available if you want to email streetfightradio@gmail.com. Peace.